everyone, it is your friendly neighborhood Noah here, and on this episode of Noah's Little Toy Shop of Horrors, we are reviewing the Before the Mask comic books, The Return of Leslie Vernon. Hell yeah, because this is October, the month of Leslie Vernon, so let's get into it right now.
Noah's Little Toy Shop of Horrors.
Alright, so we're starting off by getting into cost, company, and product. The cost? No idea. Absolutely no clue. I didn't buy these. Donna Jean bought these, even though I said she could send me the link to them. I would have bought them myself. But she decided to buy them anyways. I don't have sleeves on them, which really annoys me. I wanted to keep pushing this off until I got sleeves for them so they'd be protected. But, wasn't allowed. Company. I believe it's Glen Echo Entertainment. I don't know if I assume it's something different. Yeah, it's the product is, a 6-series comic book. This is issue number 2. With Robert Englund on it, as you can see. So, not much to go into when it comes to that, I would say. Yeah, I don't know how much it costs. All I know is that, it's apparently super hard to get now. You can't find digital copies. There's nothing online. And Donna Jean said that these were, next to impossible to find. I've never looked for them. Because I was like, I'll get around to it, once I read all the other comics I have. And then she found them. And she's like, buy them. So yeah, apparently these look super rare. I assume when they originally came out, they were probably $2-3, like normal comic books are nowadays. Well, normal comic books are $6 now. But yeah, it doesn't say. But it does say a long-awaited spree make to Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. But yeah, now we are going to move on to paint, sculpt, and detail. So let's get into that. All right. So you can't really go into sculpt much, obviously, but if you want to talk about the artwork, as far as the detail and the paint, I don't know what they use to color it in, but so it's really well done. Okay, so I'm gonna go based off my favorite cover of the issue, which is issue number 6. This one right here, which is really cool looking. Let's get that's pretty much what it looks like for the entirety of the comic book. It's all the same. Great page open too, by the way. Now, this particular style of drawing for art, or for comic books, is not my preferred version of comics, or way of styling of doing it, but it's pretty done. It's pretty good. It's pretty well done, too, because, you can obviously, when you look at this, you can obviously see Robert Englund, that's his name, and there are also, little hints at other characters from other horror movies that are in this as well, that we'll talk about in a minute when we talk about the story. That's something new that we haven't done here. I probably should update the questioning to where it's not specific towards toys. But to be fair, I didn't know that I was going to be reviewing comic books. I figured if we were doing something for Leslie Vernon, it'd be the mask. I don't have my mask is down there. The one that's signed is down there. I'm not getting it. But let's talk about the story. So, when I started out reading these, the first one, it was kind of weird. I couldn't really catch on to what was happening, because it started off with a Q&A of everyone in the original in the movie, and so I know that this is coming out tomorrow, Wednesday, but we did film Dropbox. I'm terrible with names, but we filmed that before this, but this coming on Saturday. So Charlie, to answer your question, the reason that Doug wasn't killed by Leslie is because Leslie thought that he was a virgin. And, okay, so pretty much what this is, though, is why it's called Before the Mask instead of something other than that, is because it's a movie. So, there's a director, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's like Dusunch. I just call him Douche, because he's kind of annoying. But, so he's making a movie, like a prequel, of the events that took place during the rise of Leslie Vernon. So it's about him as a kid and whatnot. And what starts happening is people start having accidental deaths. Well, there's 2 accidental deaths. Only one of them was shown. The other one was just talked about. And then they look for Leslie. And they bring back him. It's like, oh, I didn't do it. Turns out he did do it. And another... Well, I think that's issue 4 where they talk about it. But, so what they do is like, oh, we'll catch him and whatnot. And we'll try and see if he actually did it or didn't do it, because the way people were dying were like, oh, like he accidentally overdosed or whatnot. And that's not how Leslie does his craft and whatnot. Turns out he's a liar, because that is how he did it, whatever. But, so that's like the first 3 issues. Jump up to this one, they bring back Eugene. I think it's actually the 3rd issue that Eugene's back, whatever though. They're all sitting by the campfire. It's Eugene, Robert Englund, the person who plays as Doc Halloran, like the second person who plays Doc Halloran, the actor that they chose, and Tobin Bell. Now, you don't like John Kramer, but I guess for some reason that they didn't like ever show his full face. They kind of just hinted at who he was, because I assume there were some licensing reasons or whatever, but I don't know. They were talking about that and whatnot, drinking the beers. Leslie and Taylor kiss. So, another thing for Charlie, you got your wish. They kissed. They talked about Victor Crowley. They talked about Jigsaw. I think they talked about a couple other people, but I forget who. Whatever. Then like they're fast forwarding, and I don't know when they introduce it, but everyone goes back to the cabin for poker, and the boys are there. By the boys, like the big people, Freddie, Michael, and Jason are all there, and so is Jigsaw, and they're all with Eugene, and they expect that Leslie is there, and turns out Leslie's not there because they all were set up by him. Todd, the bigger dude, he's alive, and he's starting to work with them now. So that's awesome. So what happened was he didn't actually snap his neck. Apparently he just popped him some paralyzing pills or whatever. I don't know how that works. But, so that's what happened. So that's pretty cool. I'm kind of all over the place with the storytelling, but whatever. I didn't write any of this down. I'm going off the cuff. And they figured out that they were all played by all of them, not just Leslie, but by Jason, Michael, Freddie, and whatnot. Then Leslie, he goes on his killing spree. He racked up quite a number in this one. He killed like 50 people, I would assume, because he killed like everyone at that party, except for Taylor, Doc Halloran, Doug, who does have a crush on her, by the way, but he always keeps getting cut off from like kind of saying it, which is kind of sad because I like Doug. The fake Doc Halloran, he's also alive. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's everyone that lived. And so how it ended was they were up on the top of the roof, and Taylor tricked him, saying that she was just going to kill herself so he didn't have a final girl anymore, so he couldn't do what he was doing. And then he went to go and chase after her. He realized he got played. She put a noose around his neck, threw him off, but he got back up, grabbed her ankle. They both fell off the building. The noose snapped, and they both got jacked up. Everyone thought that he died except for Taylor. She knew he didn't die. And so in this issue, number 6, which I actually opened up to that page, I think I can do it again. Let's see if I can find the page. Let's see. There it is. This is where Leslie Vernon is fighting the person who plays as Leslie Vernon, and he kicks his ass. And so he started dying, or whatever, in the ambulance, and everyone was like, we're losing him. And then they take the mask off, and they realize that it was actually just the actor, not Leslie Vernon. and then there's a police thing that goes over, and then there's like a thing that says the end, and it's got a question mark. Now, the ending is pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. So in the beginning, it was meh, you know, and then it started really picking up. I think the reason that I didn't like it as much as I could is because after watching the movie, it's like, I know it's these characters, but it's not the same, you know? Like, it's different with, like, Marvel Comics, because, like, first off, they came out first. And it's so much different. I don't know why, it just feels different, whatever. But these were good. I really did enjoy them. Like I said, the first ones were kind of meh. But then you keep going, and it just gets better. The one thing I didn't like about the ending, even though it was super cool, was, you know, it says the end with a question mark, because he's not dead. Is that this is just a 6-issue series. It's not like it got discontinued. It just ended. So they have a lot of openings for them to make a movie, because in case you hadn't noticed, we're all pushing that a second Leslie Vernon movie gets made. They could continue off of this, which would be pretty sick, or they could just go in a completely different route. I think either way would work, or they could do like a movie and a TV show, whatever. I think any of them will work. I think any of them would be pretty cool, actually. But yeah, that's it for me. I actually kind of needed those cue cards. I'll have to pick them up when I'm done. But thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Be sure to stab that like button if you enjoyed this video. And also stalk us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitters, all those social media sites by hitting the subscribe button and the like button and the follow button. You know, flick that notification bell so like you see the bells right here. Just ting, flick it on. And then you'll be getting notifications of when we upload next. Yeah, that's really all I got. So without further ado, peace. One downside, so we're actually gonna not peace real quick. How nice is it that we're back here, right? I think the last time I sat down and did one of these videos was the end of July. I think it was 2 days before August. So we're finally back here, you know, and we're recording on my phone, which has way better camera quality than my camcorder, as you can tell. Doesn't it feel nice, guys? Alright, now we're done. Peace.